Hey everybody, thanks for coming to watch. So we got our storms that will move through. Got another busy week ahead, guys. It's a lot to cover, and it's a lot I'm gonna have to go over with you guys. Sorry about the late update, guys. Busy week, a lot of birthdays in the family, so you know about those. But yeah, you can already see up here we got a pretty massive storm moving through the northwest, and then you got some storms firing up here in the south. So, we got a lot to talk about. Million tabs open. And this is pretty much your live radar and your radar for the next couple hours. So, yeah. But we'll get into the video starting right now. So, we'll take a look first at the northwest. So, as you can see, as of 7 p.m., which is 2 hours ago, look at all this precipitation. This is very big. You see, you got low pressure still way out on the water. But you still have precipitation coming into Nevada, Oregon, Washington, maybe even Ohio. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I said Ohio. I'm very tired, guys. I have a little headache. Oh my gosh, Idaho. Sorry, guys. The O's, the HO's. You know what I mean. But look at all this. I just want to note something interesting. Look as you head a little bit north. I know I'm going into Canada, but even down here in Washington and Oregon too, like in both of these states. Look at this line. You have out here into the Pacific, you have your low pressure. But when you go right inland, as soon as you go inland, you have all the snow here. Oh, and this pink is not, this is very heavy snow because you see, you still have some pink here. So, yeah, you can see all this. Um, I don't know why this isn't going. Computer's kind of lagging, guys. All right, here we go. Then you get into the middle. Then you get into the middle of the night hours. You can see our low pressure with a big band of colder temperatures coming in. But look at all this warm air that'll be just rushing in with this low pressure. So this high pressure here, this high pressure, you know, taking all this cold air with it. Look at this massive air mass of just, I mean, huge amounts of cold. And then when this moisture from the Pacific comes through, I think soon enough, this will have reached into parts of Colorado, maybe even the Dakotas, but definitely like southern parts of Montana, Wyoming, you guys too. I think this will definitely make it because you can see this will travel farther east. And your cold front could end up dropping south, so it could force this warm front to retreat, but that's going to be, the chances are that this will just lift to north with this storm because this storm also is lifting north with this low pressure. But you got 7 a.m. So when you wake up, really with the snow, it's just hit or miss, guys. Even in areas up here, um, in Oregon and Washington State, I mean, even in areas where it's mostly rainy, like Seattle, I mean, it could definitely snow. But I don't think, for most places, I think it could snow a lot, but it could also rain a lot too. So that means mudslides, rock slides. That's all those dangers because when these storm trains just charge through the coast, the west coast, they just trigger mudslides, and those mudslides can be deadly. So you get into the middle of the day hours. I mean, this low pressure isn't even inland yet, so this is going to be very slow moving. So this will be a very long lasting storm. And it looks like this is heading west. So as this moves west, all this precipitation south of it will move with it. So any direction this goes in, this precipitation will move in that same direction. So let's say this lifts north, this will come north, and then yeah, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho could all have a very big winter storm. This moves west. You got Colorado and Wyoming in a pretty good winter storm, and California you see too. You know, you got a lot of rain, and we keep playing this, and then so you get into the last couple hours of the 30th. So tomorrow you got 7 p.m. I mean, look at all this just heavy rain, guys, in California. We gotta check this out when we go to the Southwest, but I mean, we gotta really check out how much rain this is gonna be for north and central parts of California. Because right now the GFS is showing a lot of rain. I mean, take a look at our little bar here. I mean, that's a lot. And I also want you guys to note that all these areas here in your very heavy rain all have had snow, according to the GFS model. I mean, this could obviously change, but I just see this transition. I mean, here you have it. You know, I mean, here's your warm front, and it's moved all the way west because these two low pressure systems are combining. I mean, this one just dropped south out of nowhere. So this one comes from this one just develops. But you can see it's not even strong. It's very weak. Oops. Sorry guys. It's very weak. So this actually didn't come out of nowhere. This was just developed because I mean it's probably most likely from this band of storms. You could tell because this is the main focus. And you can see the pressure is so low that you get into the 980s. You get 983 millibars. This is 997. So this is considered almost like at the mid level. But I mean, we'll go into the overnight hours. So 1 a.m. on the 31st, you still have that very heavy rain in California. This warm air has moved well east. This is just continuing off to fuel moisture, just thrust all this moisture inland, and you can see it's snow just mixing, splashing everywhere here. I mean, I can't really. This is hard to forecast, guys, because every time we move to a certain time frame, all the areas of snow or rain just changes. I mean, it's nuts, guys. It's very hard. So, what I'm gonna say is if you are in any of these areas getting precipitation, just look out for heavy rain and heavy snow. So don't be surprised if you start out with, heavy snow that starts accumulating pretty quickly and you see, very fast snowfall rates and then quickly see some very heavy rain and possibly even some rumbles of thunder. I mean, don't be surprised. So we get into the morning hours of your last day before the new year, and I mean, look at this. This is even intensifying, and this isn't even that low pressure. So this is actually the main low pressure system. I think we'll actually put this back. Sorry, guys, I do not know what happened. My computer just shut off a little bit. We'll put this back. So yeah, we got another low pressure system coming, just popping south. This is not even considered low. This is over 1,000 millibars. But look at this. I mean, these are like thunderstorms almost. I mean, this is just massive amounts of rain moving into California. So any of you in like the Fresno area, I mean, I'm not very good with areas in California, but anywhere in central or northern California, just look out for both very heavy rain and very heavy snow. Higher elevations, like the mountains of California, I mean, yes, you will most likely just mainly see very heavy snow. Gusty winds will also be a part of this storm, so just keep that fact in mind. You get into your new year, so January 1st, this storm drops south, also with this high pressure coming in with it. So this cold air is obviously going to be accompanied by, this high pressure is going to be accompanied by the cold air. So cold dry air is going to shoot in, and you can see it kind of meets up with this little band behind of precipitation behind this storm, which will quickly turn it to snow. So I mean, just look at this line. I'm pretending to draw here on the map. All these areas right here that I'm circling could definitely have some snow on your first day of the New Year. So January 1st could you guys in California, Nevada, Wyoming, and even possibly Colorado could definitely have some moderate to heavy snowfall January 1st. So very interesting storm. Then you have this also this other storm will be coming in. So I mean that could definitely change. We gotta look farther into that. But just a lot of moisture heading into the west coast. Look at your snow totals for the west coast. I'll put this back. So you get 7 p.m. tonight. Yeah, tonight. I mean, this is all most likely less than an inch, and then you got a few. I mean, possibly an inch showing up in Nevada right here, but nothing you got to worry about until really you get the overnight hours. You can see here you get this pink showing up. This is like 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of snow here. You can see 4 showing up, and then put this to 7 a.m. So you wake up, and most of you, I think, in the morning hours of December of tomorrow, morning hours to tomorrow, I think is where you could see the heavy snow. But that's definitely going to change. I think. I mean, it could change for sure, but that's what I'm assuming right now. Just looking at the GFS. But I might as well just play this until the storm kind of heads off. And you're topping off at about 2 feet right here. Um, these are really all in the higher elevations, I think. But I mean, take a look at this. I mean, this is I know this is definitely on a very high mountain, but this does say 59 inches, guys. I mean, you're almost at like this is like five. This is 5 feet of snow. I mean, that's a lot of snow. And this is right in here in Central California. So any of you guys in Central California or on the border of Nevada and California, you guys gotta watch out. I mean, I'm thinking Central California. If you guys mix up with me. I mean, I'm not talking about here. I'm just talking about right in here. Because this is interior, I guess. But I mean, you know what I mean. But just I want you guys to just take in the fact that this is a lot of snow, and it's gonna fall in a place where that place doesn't really get a lot of snow. So it's gonna be a lot of snow that's much needed, but also is going to be kind of I'm not gonna say new, but kind of almost strange for this time of year, because usually these storms don't bring this much snowfall until way later into the winter. So yeah, probably gonna top off at around 2 feet. We'll take a look at the southwest. I'll move this along, and we'll just take a look at this. I mean, here's your very heavy rain just sticking into California. North and Central California just battling against that very heavy rain and then very heavy snow. Because you can see all this is what I'm talking about. I mean, you look at the totals again. I mean, remember this band of extremely heavy snow, and then you see that 5 foot mark. This is all what it's from. I mean, this is all it. This is the 5 feet of snow that you guys just saw. But of course, that's in the upper elevations. So big, tall mountain ranges, and then this storm just kind of moves out and falls apart. So you look at your snow totals for the southwest. We'll put this to I'll put it to January 2nd. Yeah, let's put it to January 4th. January 5th. So 39 showing up here. This is interesting, guys. I just want to check. Because this does say 59 down here. And this says 39. I don't know. Just some misunderstandings, I guess. But, I mean, widespread 2.5 feet. I mean, look at all these greens, grays, and whites showing up. All this white is many feet of snow. Here's a 43 showing up in New Mexico, or sorry, in Arizona, Colorado. I mean, you too. I mean, this is all because you have that surging moisture. Like if you didn't have this warm air just shooting in to the coast, there would the snow totals would be so much more different than what they're showing up. I think they would be not even close to half this much if you didn't have this warm moisture. So all these little tiny low pressure systems kind of developing here in the west is extremely important to the factor of this just these just massive amounts of precipitation and snowfall. So there, take a look at your totals for the Southwest, and we'll change in a moment. So you can pause the video. All right, so we'll go to the South Central, and it's not very quiet. I guess you could say that. We'll put it to about an hour ago. Now that it's closing to 10 o'clock tonight, you can see you already have storms firing up in East Texas, and Northwest Louisiana, East Arkansas. I mean, it's just getting going. Even South Missouri could see some pretty strong storms overnight, and you can see these just intensify. And these are slow moving. These are very slow moving in Texas. So middle of the night. I mean, look at all this. I mean, and look at Missouri too. You have a little tiny line of storms that these are very small, guys. These storms, but they're very powerful. Because I mean, just look at all these reds showing up here. So you got storms firing up in Louisiana, Texas. Just, I mean, it's just incredible how much moisture these storms bring. These kind of storms are just terror to uh, the South. We'll put this to, let's go to 6 o'clock. Look how, I mean, just this is incredible, guys. I know this is from the Gulf, also partly from the Gulf of Mexico. Louisiana is about to get smashed by these storms. I mean, these storms are incredibly powerful. I mean, look at all this. And this is almost completely the whole state of Louisiana is almost completely submerged in this massive line of storms. I mean, we're talking tornado threat, large, damaging hail, destructive winds. So, I mean, and flooding rainfall for any of these areas, all the way up until Illinois, who recently just had a monster snowstorm. I mean, our climate is changing, guys, and this is why. Oh my gosh, I mean, I'm sorry if I'm being annoying in any way. I'm just kind of oohing and awing about all this moisture. And then you got a 7 a.m. These storms intensify and they actually gather in size. We'll put this to 10 a.m. and you can see a little front starting up. So these heavier or stronger storms move their way to the line or front of the storm. See your low pressure just charging with it, and then they'll start breaking north. So probably by I'm gonna say probably by maybe 10:30, you'll start to see the storm starting lifting north. But once these come into Louisiana, you can see they're more fast. They're pretty fast moving. So quickly, these storms will try and get out of Louisiana and then also try and lift north. But I mean, it's going to be a dangerous situation. A lot of people are just kind of discussing if this high pressure is going to move fast enough behind this thing that it'll weaken it. But I just feel like this has severe weather written all over it. I mean, it's just one of those storms where forecasting people or meteorologists just kind of say this is going to be terrible, which I think it could be. We'll go to the severe weather outlook from the National Weather Service. And you see, you have the marginal risk down here. When we put our cities up, so Shreveport, Lufkin, Alexandria, Houston, all these big cities, even Little Rock, Arkansas, um, could have some very intense storms, and you can see the possibility for tornadoes are still out there too. So Lufkin all in it. Same with Shreveport, Houston staying in there. So big cities, guys. Alexandria as well. You go to the wind; it's a bit bigger, so it lifts north into Little Rock. Also, you can see a little bump west. So Austin just outside of the reach of the 5% of the wind. Um, but yeah, I also think that this will get overnight. This will definitely get upgraded to at least a slight risk. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised if we had an enhanced risk. Um, because these, like I said, these are just very strong storms. and then you have all this warm air in the Gulf of Mexico just fueling these. So I think maybe right in here, you'll overnight you'll see a little band of a slight risk right in here. So like I'm like pretending to draw what would be the slight risk for severe storms, and then hail kind of very a little smaller. So hail, I don't think I think if hail and tornadoes would end up being a big factor of these storms, I think that this would be a lot more widespread. But again, we just have to see how these move through and what they're going to produce. So tomorrow, when I give you guys your update, I'll just take a look at the weather reports and see what we got. And then here's our GFS, and I'm just going to show you these just storms that move through. You got your storm in the west coast. You got your thunderstorms firing up here in the south. So two storms moving at once. And then you can see the storm lifts into the northeast. All rain because your warm front is trying to take over the country here. So very warm, guys. I mean, it could get into the 60s along the I-95 corridor in the East Coast. So very, very warm. And then here's your old storm that will kind of fall apart. Then you got a new storm around January 2nd. And sorry, I'll try and minimize just try and get through this quickly for you guys. But you can see you have a lot of storms trying to connect with this looks like could be a blizzard. And then looks like it could move into Canada. Then you have some leftover moisture that starts moving up into the northeast. You got very substantial ice storm and snowstorm for the East Coast. So we got to watch that. And that moves out. And then that's pretty much when you get to the point where you say, we'll get to that later. So that'll end the video, guys. Thanks for coming to watch. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you guys didn't like the update or you guys didn't think it had enough information, please write something in the comments. I'd love to know what your problem was, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. Every day I check my notifications, so I'll get to you as soon as I can. But again, I just do this so you guys can know what to expect for the weather. The weather is a big factor in life, and you guys should. I think it's a great thing that you guys subscribe to me and watch my videos. So I appreciate the time that you guys give me. But we'll wrap up the video. So thanks for coming to watch. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.